Hey, Zadorog here, coming to another video review, and today I'll be taking a look at Voyager Class Ironhide from the Dark of the Moon movie toy line. So to start things off, here's his size compared to a soda can. A little bit smaller than what you would expect out of a Voyager, but not too bad. His colors are what you expect out of a movie Ironhide, mostly black, a little bit of silver, some translucent blue, dark gray, some red, gunmetal gray, and a little bit of orange. Oh, and some light gray plastic. View from above. I'm glad they gave him sort of an actual tailgate. Just disappointing it looks like the bottoms of his feet, because it kind of is. Underside is very kibbly, but that can be mostly forgiven. But yes, he does have robot bits sticking out underneath the truck, but there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. This is a very slim design. There's only so much you can cram inside that thing. He rolls very well since he has very big wheels. Well, if you listen, you can hear that these front wheels are sort of banging on themselves in the inside, which is a little annoying. No turning or anything. I mean, you can sort of simulate it by turning the wheels in a little bit, but that doesn't quite work. None of the doors open or anything. That's pretty much all you get with the vehicle mode. He does come with one accessory, his mech tech weapon. I'll go into more detail on that in robot mode, but this just gives you a basic overview of it. Sort of a bluey silver, a bluish gray, dark gray, some black paint, and some orange paint inside. Of course, this being a mech tech weapon from the mech tech gimmick for this line, he has mech tech ports up here and on the sides of the doors, and you can just sort of stick this anywhere you want. On the side there, on the top, on this side, and of course you can also pair it up with other mech tech weapons and even stick one on top of the gun itself. So you can sort of stack this thing 50 feet high if you have enough of those weapons. But of course the way I usually end up having it in vehicle mode is just sticking it on the top like that, and that looks completely ridiculous. But so much fun. Alright. On to the transformation. Now thankfully, unlike the past few figures I reviewed, this guy isn't monstrously complicated. He's just par for the course when it comes to movie figures. So start things off, take the back door and back section there, just get them pulled out. Just pull them out to the side, fold these panels in, and then just leave them there for now. So we're going to start by focusing on the legs. Take the this thing, I forget what it's called, tailgate. Take the tailgate and the bumper, bring it all the way up, fold it flush in there, separate the legs, bring them down like this, bring them out to the side as much as you can. Then bring this down. Now let's bring the legs out all the way. And then there's this square-shaped peg, or I guess it'd be a tab. I don't know where the threshold between peg and tab is. Anyway, that thing plugs into that thing. Then take the legs and rotate them 180 degrees. Oh no, gotta go the other way. 180 degrees at the hip. Just like that. The same thing on this side. Then bring the legs down flat. Take this chest piece, bring it down. Take the feet, bring them out and down. Bring the wheel well and wheel section up like this. Then bring all this around, and this peg or post will go into that port right there. Now it'll just all peg together. Bring this down. Bring this up, which can be very difficult. I don't remember it being this difficult last time I tried this. Anyway, port onto post, just plug that together, and then just sort of get everything straightened out so he'll stand. And there you have the lower body done. Now for the upper body, take the front bumper section here and detach it from the under... Wow, that thing is really stuck. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but finally got this unplugged. For some reason it was just really stuck on that post. But anyway, just now you want to, let's bring this up just a little bit, take the arms and fold them out like that. Get them straightened on these hinges and ball joints. Take the front bumper, turn it around, and there is a little post right there that'll go into the port right there. Just plug that in. Do the same on this side. Turn it on the ball joint. Bring it up. Plug it in. There you go. Take the wheels and just rotate them forward to tuck them under. And just sort of get everything out of the way so it can all collapse in like this. Oh, take the roof and the windshield, detach them, bring this entire section back. Now collapse the front of the truck down, and then this little slot will sit on that tab. It's not going to tab in securely, it just sort of sits there. Get these panels out, and there's this tab right there. They'll go into that slot right there. Hold that in place. Like I said, this came out, so then straighten the arms, rotate the hands forward, and just get everything into position. Reattach his chest, as I'm sure it came out. Get these situated, and then fold the windows back. And there you have Voyager Class Ironhide in robot mode. Again, nothing too difficult, just a little bit finicky. Here's his size to a soda can. Again, a little bit shorter than the average Voyager class, but not too bad. As far as colors are concerned, pretty much what you'd expect from Ironhide, again in robot mode this time. Mostly black, a bit more of that medium gray, a lot more of that sort of bluish gray, translucent blue, silver, orange, red, light gray, light gray, and then just a few other colors mixed in. Same with that like bluish silver. And one interesting note that I noticed a little while ago is the fronts of his feet and the sides of his feet are actually two separate shades of silver. It's subtle, but it's there. That's just kind of a neat little detail. Now for posability, it's not bad, but it's a bit odd. His head is on a ball joint, but it's a very loose ball joint, so it can go all over the place, turn all the way around, move up and down, but again, it's very, very loose. He will hold a pose if you need him to, but as for his arms, this is where things get weird. They can move out, but they move out at an angle, and that's about as far as it'll go, unless maybe you get that out of the way and it goes a little bit farther. There's also a swivel just below the shoulder, but due to the way it's all molded, it doesn't move very far. He has 2 points of bend in his arm. He has this one here, allows his arm to move that way, and a ball joint allows his arm to rotate all the way around, move in and out, all that good stuff. But again, you can't get any normal looking poses because it's all so weird. His hands are on ball joints, but they're so tight in you wouldn't really know it. They can wiggle to side a little bit, but not much back and forth. They can rotate all the way around, although it's very, very tight. His chest just won't stay tabbed in. Legs can move forward. That's about as far as it's going to go. Can move back really far, out to the side, all the way. Swivel just below the hip, but again, very tight. Can bend pretty much all the way with 2 joints in the knees, so that's pretty neat. Legs or feet can move back and forth on this hinge and very far, tilt side to side very well, and turn all the way around. Well, almost. Stuff gets kind of in the way, but it's very posable. Again, he has very good posability, But it is so weird. It's just weird posability. It's all fairly good. It's just where his joints are placed is odd. Now again, he does have his one accessory, his BFG. I'm disappointed he doesn't have the weapons from the first two movies, or even the weapon he used in the third movie. Instead, he's got this thing, which honestly looks like one of Omega Supreme's arms. I mean, that's what I see when I see it. Anyway, it does have a gimmick. When you push the back end in, this part sticks out and the head spins. And it is possible to lock it in this forward position by taking this little thruster and turning it to the side, and that'll lock it in place. Then as soon as you twist it the other way, it goes back. Again, you can, put it on his shoulders. You can even plug it into his arms to sort of emulate the guns from the first movie. But, of course, you can also have him just hold it. But that gets a little bit weird. I mean, with the way his arms are molded, he really can't hold it straight forward unless you do like some weird gangster holding or something like that. So, I mean, it's best just put it on the side of his arm. But again, it's not the weapon that's supposed to go there, but it can, I guess. And unlike a lot of the movie figures, it can actually be stored on him, because the port from his vehicle mode is still available, so you can just plug it in like that to have it stored and ready for him to grab, or you can store it like that and give him a jet booster right next to his ass. Yes, that was a very immature joke. And oddly enough, it doesn't really affect his ability to stand. He's got very, very tight ball joints. Unlike a certain someone who shall not be named, this guy can actually stand well, even with his rather hefty weapon on his back. So, I like this figure. I think it's far more movie accurate than the first Ironhide figure, with the exception for the weapon. I don't have them anymore. I sold that figure a long time ago, but one thing is you could actually take the weapons from the first movie Ironhide and plug them on this guy. And back when I had the original Ironhide, I did that a lot, because, well, I liked those weapons. But I sold the whole thing, gotta pay rent and stuff. Obligations and all that. But that pretty much does it for my review of Voyager Class Ironhide from the Dark of the Moon movie toy line. So until next time, bye-bye.